Assalamu alaikum. I'm Alizia and I'm here with a group of coaches at Park Lions International Cricket Academy. Very experienced coaches. I've got here Skoll from South Africa, who's done coaching all over the world. I've got Ansar, been a very good player. He used to be a left-arm fast bowler, and he's also coaching here. He's the head coach over here. And I've got Mamoon and Ali, the two youngsters. This is about discussion of the coaches, a few things in their mind. We are going to counter question each other. Probably we are going to test each other at times. And I hope that people sitting in their drawing room are going to benefit from these questions and answers and learn it while sitting in their drawing rooms. Yes? Let us start now rather than delaying anything. So boys, have you any got questions?
Yes,
I have to say you boys because I'm the older one.
Yes, a question for you, very. When we start the net, what's the batsman goal when he batting in the net?
Look, very simple.
Yeah.
If you have a batsman going in, you must have briefed him a little bit before that because you already know the batsman. But the simple mantra is don't get out in the nets. Because once you get out in the match, you're out.
Yes.
So if he learns how to play and carry on playing without getting out, he's able to score runs in the match.
And second one is for you. What we set for plan or with the bowlers, what you do in the net when he bowling? What is your goal? What is his target?
Look, you already talk to the bowlers, develop their skills of use of the wrist, how their arm positions are, how their feet movement. But the most important thing is about their discipline at two places. One at the crease, he has to be very disciplined over there. And the second part of discipline is where he's going to pitch the ball according to the batsman. His strength and weaknesses, whether it's going to be an in swing or an out swing, according to his variation, if I call it.
Yes.
And that is discipline. His discipline is going to come from there. Because if he is stable over there, has got better stability and his action, you have worked on it and it's been a good action, then he needs to be disciplined in terms of not crossing over, stepping the crease. And if he is not doing that over there and is very disciplined, he'll be very disciplined over and he can replicate that in the match also. One the other thing I want to add is what I've seen in the structure of the nets in all over Pakistan, that the barriers are too long. One of the things I have noticed that at times bowlers, rather than running through freely and gradually stopping themselves, they move out of that very quickly, which actually happens before they do that because they already have it in their mind that there is a barrier which I have to avoid. So the rhythm breaks one or two steps before they take off, which is not right. They have to come at full force, be stable at the crease and be able to use the upper body because the power is generated from the core and they have to transfer it right from there to the shoulders, to the arm, at the end of the finger. Controlling the wrist is obviously very important.
Thank you very much.
अली भाई मेरा क्वेश्चन आपसे ये है कि जो मॉडर्न डे क्रिकेट है उसमें फील्डिंग और फिटनेस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ें हैं। तो हमारे पास जो बच्चे हैं वो यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छी ड्रिल्स करते हैं, उनको हम ड्रिल करवाते हैं, उसमें सीखते भी हैं, लेकिन मैच में जाके वो चीज़ें भूल जाते हैं और फिर मिसफील्ड करते हैं। वो फिटनेस का इशू है उनका या वो उनको इस तरह लर्न नहीं कर सकते यहाँ पे कि मतलब लाइक उनको कोई ड्रिल ऐसी हो जिससे दोनों चीज़ें कंबाइन हो जाएं और उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट्स पूरी हो जाएं।
Look, fitness is important for overall any sports, not only for fielding. Unless you are fit, you can score 100 plus runs and you can bowl 20-22 overs in a day if it's not a one-day cricket. Or even if it's a one-day cricket, if you have to bowl in two spells, the first spell is when you're very fresh, the second spell is when you're quite tired after running around and fielding. So fitness is important for everything. As far as fielding is concerned, the drills should be made as such to teach the skill. All right. Now, adjusting with the different surface is very important. Now, that adaptability to the certain surface should also be tested during the drills in practice. How is he going to adjust? Like if you're rushing towards the ball, say for example, you say that you should be getting quickly into the ball so that you stop 2 runs, then there is certain way. What is the time when you don't really sprint at times. You're in, most of the time in cricket, you're in your striding position, not full throttle sprint. But there's a time when you have to steady yourself, an early preparation. If you really bang into a ball, the chances are that you're going to fumble. I honestly believe that if you are fumbling, that is also a misfield. The ball has to finish in your hands very clearly. And I saw the other day a drill over here which was done with one hand, with 2 hands, with the other hand also. Because everyone has one strong hand. You need to make that also as stronger as, it might not be equally stronger, but stronger enough, because the ball can come on the wrong side also. It can turn. So the drills should be made as such to teach the skill along with adapting to different surfaces. When do you need to get ready? Early preparation of things. So that is very important in fielding. The skills made as such to, the drill made as such to learn the skill, but the adaptability to different surfaces is also very important.
थैंक यू सो मच।
अच्छा, एक क्वेश्चन इम्पोर्टेंट है कि मेरे पास चूँकि बच्चे और सब जो हैं वो जूनियर्स हैं, अंडर 13,
Yeah, juniors.
अंडर 10 सब बच्चे, तो प्रॉब्लम ये है क्योंकि वो एक जैसे तो नहीं होते ज़हनी तौर पे भी और वैसे भी, लेकिन वो समझते यही हैं कि जो कम होता है इसका टैलेंट, वो समझता है कि यार मैं जल्दी से उसको गोल को ले लूँ, या जो ज़्यादा बच्चे के अंदर होता है। अच्छा, ये कि जब प्रैक्टिस में होते हैं तो बच्चे ज़हनी तौर पे हर लिहाज से बिल्कुल ऐसा लग रहा है ऑल आर इक्वल, लेकिन जब मैच में जाते हैं तो वो सब मुझे डाउन नज़र आना शुरू हो जाते हैं, जबकि मैं उनको सारा मतलब एक दिन पहले भी लेक्चर देता हूँ, हर लिहाज से कॉन्फिडेंस देता हूँ, मैच स्टार्टिंग से थोड़ा सा पहले भी देता हूँ, लेकिन पता नहीं जो प्रैक्टिस में अच्छे होते हैं वो मैच में डाउन नज़र आते हैं, जबकि इट्स माय फॉल्ट क्योंकि आई एम कोच।
I can understand. The question is that in practice, if they look equal, why are they different in a match? Let me assure you, I don't think so. In the practice also they're equal. Young kids make comparisons. They like competition. All right. Now when you're in a practice, most of the time you might be changing their positions. Someone is batting earlier, the second one is batting a little bit later, and then you keep on changing. So somehow they feel they're equal. That's the first thing. But once you write the batting order in a match, suddenly the mindset is not about equality. Because as a young kid, you would like to bat the first thing. In young days, when we used to bat, we would always like to open, even if we were not the openers. We would like to play most of the balls, things like that. Or in Lord's Day, if it was my bat, then I'll keep on batting. But these days, at least we have the bats available with the young kids. So that is one thing. Secondly, if you think they are thinking the same way, that is what for you to write down. That what was the difference him batting in the nets and in the match? Because that is the difference between the art of batting and the art of scoring. The art of batting is about the technique. You're looking very good, technique is good, you look stylish, but art of the scoring is when to play, the shot selection has to be good, you need to pick the ball well, and you need to run also. You don't run in the nets, very rare you make a drill where you're running also, but that is an unstructured environment. This is more structured environment. So a player playing in a structured environment and an unstructured environment is completely different. Over here, they are against the bowlers and they are known bowlers. In a match, 1 versus 11, it changes a lot. It puts pressure. Then, at young kids want to score runs. So they need patience also, which they will learn with experience. So you write down about every individual. You write down a few things and then talk to him. Ask him questions. He will answer most of your questions. And then you can work on that in the nets and he will be surely able to deliver in the match. Shall you have any questions?
My question is, take the mask off for the question. For young kids, why is the parents so much? Why do they put so much pressure on them to perform to be the next Baba Azam or Yunus Khan?
Yeah, very, very valid question. Very, very valid question.
Because that's where they lose their love for cricket, because there's so much pressure from the coaches and the parents.
Very valid question. You know, in most of the times when I've been working with the players, I ask, why do you play this game? They say, to represent Pakistan. And there's an Urdu verse, Dilli Durast, that Delhi is far away. Yes, so Pakistan is far away, or South Africa or any country represent that's far away. You play the game because you loved this game, not to play Pakistan, because there are many other sports you can play to play for your country. So you love this game, and the game you love, you don't want to throw it away. Like giving an example, a bit digressing, Babar Azam is a great player because I've seen his progress at National Cricket. He loves batting. So if you love something, you don't want to get rid of it. And if you love it, the amount of time you're going to spend here and the time you have to spend in the match because you love batting, you're going to score runs. You're bound to get runs. But over here, unfortunately in our culture, we make comparisons too early. Babar is going towards greatness. Not great at the moment. He has got a great 2 years. But we start comparing. Nobody needs to be compared with anybody. Babar Azam is not going to be Virat Kohli number 2 or Javed Miandad number 2. None of the great players for Pakistan anywhere in the world have been the clones of any other great player. They have in their own right been great. So the comparison puts a lot of pressure on them. And certainly everyone wants his kids to quickly play for Pakistan and become Babar Azam. They should be role models for kids. But every human being made by God is different from others. And he should stay like that. And parents, the coaches need to be very careful talking to the parents. Tell them the right thing. It will be time when he will be enough. It's a funny thing, but I want to share that with the public also. Parents usually when they came to me, the first question I put to them, who's in love of the game? There's a word janoon. Janoon kisko hai? Who's really passionate about this game? If they say the kid, then I say, well done. Then any kid can transform his technique and ability in 1 year, even less than that, if he's really passionate. And if they say, I'm passionate, then I say, then you need to put up your pads and come on and start batting. Kid has to be passionate. The parents have to facilitate him, provide every facility they can, and then you coaches take him from there, guide him, but more importantly, empower him to deliver in the middle. Because the game is not about me or you as coaches, the game is about play. So the more we empower him to do, he will make mistakes. We all have made mistakes and he will learn from his mistakes. I do an exercise with the kids which is very important. If you look at, it's not an exercise, it's just a wording. If you get knocked off, what happens? You fall backwards or you fall in front? You always fall in front. So that hiccup which was there, or a hurdle, it is to teach you. It's not to depress you. And you always, from that hurdle, if you overcome that hurdle, you'll go one step ahead of that. And that only comes with empowerment. You say, come on boy. Everyone has failed in life. But if you learn from your failures, you're definitely going to be a very successful coach or a player.
And the other thing is, okay, I know our structure back home, but the structure here, they go under 13 to under 18 practice together, which I don't necessarily think it's a good idea, because if a 13-year-old faces a 18-year-old, gets a bounce against his head, that's him scared for a short ball for the rest of his life.
Spot on. The fear, look, let me explain that a little bit more. The age barrier from 13, 12, 13, and even somebody is 16 is huge. But once you're 18, and even if someone is 21, age is a problem over here. Everyone knows that. Then that is not a physical domination time. But from 13 to 16, if someone is 16 and 17 and he's bowling to an under 13 boy or batting against an under 13 boy, they are physically dominating, and which can actually create problem for that young kid. So he should be playing in his own group. That is the reason that when National Cricket Academy designed these programs, they had 3 years for under 13, 3 years for under 16, and then 3 years for under 19. So they play there in their own age group, then 16 play in their age group, and 19. And the same should happen in academies and in clubs also. You're 100% right. A young kid should not be physically dominated, because it can depress him and it can take all his confidence away from him.
तो भाई मैं कुछ आपसे कहूँगा कि आप बच्चों के लिए एक मैसेज दे दें कि बच्चे जो है ना, अब क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं, अंडर 13 एज ग्रुप है, वो एक मैच में 50 कर लेता है, अगले मैच में उससे 20 हुआ और वो आउट हो गया, मतलब लाइक के अच्छे बॉल पे आउट हुआ, लेकिन वो चीज़ उन बच्चों के माइंड में बैठ जाती है कि यार सर मैंने क्या कर दिया, कैसे आउट हुआ, मेरी मिस्टेक्स बताएं मुझे। तो ये आप ज़रा बच्चों के लिए एक मैसेज है कि उनको क्लियर कर दें कि लाइक के आपको एक मैच में आपने 50 किया और एक मैच में आपने 0 किया, वो मैटर नहीं करता, आप अच्छे प्लेयर हो और इसको ही आगे लेके चलो।
Look, my message is very simple for the coaches and for the players. For coaches, it's very simple. Guide them, but empower the players. Teach them to overcome failures, and be very appreciative in their success and even in their failure also. Be their friend, even in failures. Sit down and talk to them. There's nothing wrong in failing. You have been very successful. The time when great players have also failed. There have been players who have scored 200 runs in the first inning and a duck in the second inning, or 0 in the first inning and 200 in the second inning. So failure is actually a part of your life towards success. All right? And that applies in cricket also. And my message for young kids is enjoy the game. The more you enjoy it, the more you love the game. Don't compare yourself with any other ones. Be happy for your teammates when they perform, because they will be happy when you perform. So my message overall as a team of coaches and the players together is develop a happy team culture. A happy team culture where everyone is looking in one direction after a lot of discussion among themselves and always smiling. Even in adversity, in difficult conditions also, at least happy for each other. And because there are times when greatest of the players have carried the drinks. So don't get worried if you're not playing and you're carrying the drinks. There's nothing wrong in doing that, because when you were playing, they were also carrying the drinks. So enjoy the game. Coaches empower them. They enjoy the game, and as a team, develop a culture of a happy team culture. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this session. I've really enjoyed it. There were some tricky questions from all these very experienced coaches, and I hope you have enjoyed it well. Next time, we'll dig further into that. Allah Hafiz.